Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, well, the next volume in Adam Fischer's lamentably awful recordings of the Haydn London Symphonies, meant to redeem his lamentably awful recordings, well, awfully recorded recordings of the Haydn London Symphonies that originally appeared on Nimbus. This was so sad, so not an improvement. You know, he's become, there's something so, how do I even describe this? There's something so anachronistically offensive about the approach that he takes, because he has all of the mannerisms with the excellent Danish chamber orchestra of period instrument performance. You know, it's the clipped endings of phrases, the fast, insensitive tempos, the lack of string vibrato, the horrible balances between the undernourished strings and everybody else playing at full tilt. All of those things are there. But to add insult to injury, he's kind of like a Harnoncourt wannabe in Harnoncourt's weirder moments, where, you know, he feels the need to take such control, to micromanage the music in such a way. Remember, Haydn wrote music of this type. Symphonies in those days maybe got one rehearsal. And that doesn't mean that they couldn't be rehearsed or that the composer was satisfied with that or they should be played that way. What it means is that everything that he needed the orchestra to do had to be written into the score. Everything important had to be there, because there wasn't going to be a lot of opportunity to bring all kinds of, you know, interpretive futzing around from the conductor, who did not really exist in those days. I mean, these performances originally were led from the violin by Salomon and from the keyboard by Haydn. That doesn't mean there was a continuo part. It just means he sat at the keyboard. Maybe he played a little something now and then. The 98th Symphony suggests, actually, that he played absolutely nothing. And the joke is that at the very end, he finally gives himself something to do, because otherwise he would just be at the keyboard, you know, waving his hands around. Some people have said, well, if he wasn't playing a continuo part, why was he sitting at the keyboard? Well, the answer, obviously, if you look at the programs of these concerts, is that they didn't just feature symphonies. The symphony was like the big deal item, but also there were arias accompanied by piano, there were piano solos, there were concertos, all that kind of stuff. So the instruments were there, and that's where he sat. And helped with the direction of the orchestra. We don't have to go into that in any detail, but I always thought that was kind of an interesting point. But in the meantime, this guy there is not a single phrase he can leave alone, it seems. Everything has to have a crescendo or a diminuendo. Everything is dovetailed, and the result is it's exhausting to listen to. It's irritating, because you hear the same things over and over again. I'll give you an example, a really telling example. In the trios of all of the scherzos, just about all of them, he reduces the strings to soloists. Now, there are some trios of the scherzos and other passages in this music and slow movements where Haydn actually indicates that there should be string solos. But he just decided, for some reason, that these things should be played as quartets or quintets, or, you know, by the solo strings. It's a mannerism. It's wrong, because it's not what Haydn wrote. It destroys the balance of contrasts that Haydn wrote into both the trios and the work more generally, when he actually gives you string solos. It's just stupid. Stupid. You know, abnormal is fine. Stupid is not. It's just stupid. That's what it is. And ultimately, his potchking around with all of these things gives you the impression that he doesn't trust Haydn. He doesn't have confidence in the music. He doesn't have the necessary faith to believe that if he executes it the way Haydn wrote it, it's going to go fine, which of course it will. I mean, it absolutely. This is not an argument against interpretation. It's not an argument against making, you know, dynamic adjustments where necessary. It's an argument for the intelligent use of such things, not to glom it on by rote in a mechanical fashion. I mean, it's not just the trios of the scherzos, the military symphony. I mean, we all love the military symphony, right? It's so much fun. But the military bits, for some reason, sound rather underpowered here, frankly. I mean, when Harnoncourt did the military bit, you went, whoa, it's a war, it's a battle. This did not sound like a battle. The finale, which should be just thrilling when the percussion comes roaring back in, for some reason, it becomes less powerful, less interesting. Part of the problem is that his tempo is simply too fast. When you're doing multiple cymbal crashes, chung, 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 they overlap to each other. The result is just noise. You don't have to take it that fast. And really, really fast tempos preclude characterful phrasing, not his kind. His kind is mechanical. It's just, it's louder, it's softer, it's louder, it's softer. And his timing is dreadful. Oh my God, he doesn't get a single joke that Haydn does. I mean, one of the ones in the finale of the military symphony, you have dum bum. Let me get this right. Bum 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 dum dum dum. Timpani butter da 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 bum. It's very, very funny, but only when it's strictly in tempo. The reason it has to be strictly in tempo is because the entry of the timpani has to be a shock. The way he does it is dun dun. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. And he waits, he delays it. Well, that spoils the whole moment. Almost everything he does like that spoils what the music clearly wants to do. And it's mind-boggling. The Clock Symphony. I mean, talk about a guy who's totally humorless. The second movement, the Clock Symphony, is all about the clock, right? How many wonderful ways can you make that junk, 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 and then with the tune, but it's a tune, it's a phrase. It's not da da dum bum ba dum ba da 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 dum ba dum ba dum. It's humorless. It's dour. It's colorless. He'll do things with string articulation that you just have to hear to believe. It should be illegal. Some of the things he does. It was so depressing, frankly, to listen to these. And whenever you hear him do something, it's so self-regarding. It's as if he turned around to us and said, "Hee hee hee, here it comes. Get ready. I'm going to do something now." And then he does it, and it's out of character, or it just doesn't contribute to what the music wants to do and where it wants to go. So, and this is one of the better ones, by the way. This is better than the last couple of releases in this series. It's not. I don't want to say it's all terrible. It isn't. If you don't really know the music terribly well, you might even like it. But it's ineffective, and it's extremely mannered and irritating if you're a fan of Haydn, and if you get to know these works and you begin to get them under your skin and you know the kind of expression that Haydn is looking for. Nope, this just won't do it. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.